Okie dokie. Hi everybody. I've got a little worm rolled out here, and this is for the loopy handle that's gonna go on that pincushion that I made yesterday. And so I'm gonna flatten out one side of this. There are a couple of ways you can do it. You can slam it down like that, but it's not a very good way to do both sides. The reason is, if you try to slam down the other side, you almost never get it directly on the other side. So the best thing to do is to put something on it and mash down. And so actually I can probably fold this paper over and put another bat on top of it and try to mash down as squarely as possible. I need about, yeah, that did good. I need about 6 or 8 inches of handle. So I'm gonna try, turn it over. I'm gonna do this on the other side too. Turn it like that. There. And I'm just mashing down, straight down. Goodness. I am a little bit hoarse this morning. I haven't had to talk too much yet. There we go. I need to, so what I'm doing now is just smoothing out mostly the edges. I've got it flat enough and probably thin enough, but it's always nice to have the smooth edges on a handle so that when you pick it up after it's glazed and completely finished and everything, it feels good. I got this popped off the bat, and here is the handle that we made a little while ago. It's been setting up, so I'm gonna fashion a handle for this guy out of that. So just to kind of review, we flatten this out, smooth the edges, and just let it, I turned it so on its side and curved it so it could sort of get used to being that way. Now this is a little thicker down here at this end, and so I don't want it real thick, but I'm just going to whack it off right there and smooth out the end of it. I'm going to use this for some little other things here in a minute, probably, but I want to make this flat a little bit, I think, since I'm going to attach it. Let's see, I think I'll attach it underneath here. Now I'm also going to find the high side, which is, let's see, which is right here. This is the high side, and that's where I'm going to put the handle. Remember, when we made the base in that video, I told you that I knew that one side was a little higher than the other one, and that I wasn't too worried about it because it wasn't noticeable except by somebody like me who's kind of a perfectionist. And let's see. Well, I think I may do it this way and bend this guy back this way. I think I may stick the handle on down here and loop this around like so. Okay, so let's see. So what I want to do is make this shape that will scoot in towards the stem of the place where the candle goes. So, I've got a kind of a small little cookie cutter, and I want sort of a little bite taken out of that so that it'll be sort of a crescent shape on there. So now I'm going to use the scratchy tool and scratch this up a bit, give it some texture, and then I'll find my spot down here and mark it. That's gotten a little dry. So we're going to have to slip that up real good because that is pretty dry. So let's see whether I can do that or not. There she is. And not only am I going to rough up the end, I'm going to rough up the very bottom of it. So I put some roughness here and I put some texture there, and I'm going to put some slip on both surfaces. Oops. And first I'm just going to push it in. Let's see. And then I'm going to take something and push it down. Okay, I guess it'll be this. I'm trying to look for something that's just the right shape. This little stick might do it. So I'm just pushing straight down. I just want to make sure to attach it really well, and I can finesse this a little bit as we go along. So now I want a handle that it'll go up like that and then come back down. So I need to cut this off about right there. So I'll mark that with my fingernail. Let's see. I'll take the knife and I'm going to cut it at an angle. See, it's kind of at an angle, and then I'm going to put it right back here. You got to get it in the right place. Right in there. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to work. I got this too far over. Okay, now, so I'm looking at it just to make sure I've got it straight out. And I'm going to put it right on that edge. And I'm mashing it in, but you don't want to cave in the side of your little tray there. Okay, so there's the basic part of it. We will be propping this up a bit. That's beginning to dry out right there. So I want to hold that up for just a few more minutes. And so I'm going to put a thumb rest and a couple of little small, I don't know, decorative pieces on there. So I'm going to roll these into balls right now. I've got one of these. I'm just going to flatten it out a little bit because it's going to go right up here. And then I'm going to put another little piece right above that. Well, let's see, right under it maybe. I'm going to scratch it up. Get some slip on it. Scratch up the spot where I'm going to put it. I'll take that off for a few minutes. And just scratch this up a little bit right in here. Scratch this up a bit. And probably get that a little bit scratched also. Okay. So let's put this little guy on first. We'll get that sort of centered, and then we'll put this one on. I'm kind of bending that in a sort of so those kind of go up against each other there. Okay, and now I can put another little ball right there and one in there. They're just decorative. It's not, it isn't something for structure because it's going to stay where it is right now. Let's see if I'm just rolling them around in the palm of my hand. And put some scratch on that. Put some slip on it. Now this is probably wet enough that it's going to stick, but we're going to put some slip on there anyway. And let's see if I can do this without messing anything up too bad. So we need the scratchy tool to go in there and scratch that up just a bit. So what we're doing is kind of tricky. We're in the places where we've made joins. Sometimes when you're working with small stuff like this, you can't be real precise because, you know, it's clay and it is not molded and it's not manufactured, you know, by the millions. And so each one of these is a little bit different. And you just have to go with what it presents to you. Okay, so I'm gonna stick, let me turn this around this way. Oh, how am I gonna get that in there? Okay. I know. I'll stick it on the end of that. Put it right down in there. I think that's not going to go. Okay, so this is going to have to be smaller. It just won't go in between there. Okay, so here we go. About that much ought to do it. But anyway, so you just have to, each one of them's gonna be very individual, because you're making them one at a time. And you just have to, each one's gonna have its own little personality. There, that's gonna be a pretty good fit. And so let's mesh that down. Now I can do a little bit of adjusting once it's set up a little bit. I can, you know, smooth off edges and maybe round something out just a little bit that didn't get rounded or something. Okay. And that is that. That is how you make the loopy handle. And it is truly loopy, isn't it? And I suggest you prop your handles up while you're letting it dry, because they tend to, as they're shrinking and drying, they'll tend to sag just a little bit. And you don't want. Now this can go this way just a little, and that can go like that. There. I like that little it looks more graceful that way. Okay. So you will pick this up by this handle when you're using it, or when your person that you're going to give this to or sell it to, your quilter, your candle holder person, is going to just really enjoy the elegance of this. I hope. Okay, just smooth all that out a little. And see, I put it on the high side of that, because remember that one side was just a little bit higher than the rest of the edge, the rim on there. And so this, the handle being there is just perfect for what we ended up with. Okay, let me see if I can get my little finger in there. There we go. Okay. That is great. I love it. Now, I'm going to have to stop messing with it, or I'm going to screw it up. So what I love these sponges that are triangular, because you can slide them right under there, and that just holds that thing up, and it'll be just great. In fact, I might use this side of it. Okay. All right, well, there's your loopy handle, and you can get all, you know, you can put more little things all around there if you want to, and make it just as fancy as you want to make it. You could even put other shapes on there if you want. So make it yours. All righty? Take care, and I love you. Bye-bye.